They just announced breaking news right now. We have a logo. That is the official Caitlin Clark Nike logo. And it's not just that. I mean, this is cool. Nike has just announced that a signature product line will be dropping soon with signature shoes coming.
The basketball world just witnessed the most stunning meltdown in WNBA history, dripping with envy and desperation. Caitlin Clark launched her brand new Nike signature logo, and the response was nothing short of historic as the double C spread across the internet. Fans went wild, stores saw lines wrapping around corners, and social media transformed into an endless stream of Clark highlights. The basketball world just witnessed the most stunning meltdown in WNBA history, dripping with envy and desperation. Caitlin Clark launched her brand new Nike signature logo, and the response was nothing short of historic as the double C spread across the internet. Fans went wild, stores saw lines wrapping around corners, and social media turned into a non-stop Clark highlight reel. Meanwhile, Angel Reese is sitting somewhere in Chicago, scrolling through her phone with the kind of panic that comes when you realize your rival just lapped you 5 times over in the race for relevance. If you're excited about Caitlin's signature merch and shoe, then comment baby goat. Let's go.
Feels good. Got the pants, got the charms, necklace, zipper, everything.
Nike didn't just hand Caitlin Clark a logo, they handed her a cultural phenomenon. The interlocking CC design is lighting up Times Square, dominating commercials, and breaking TikTok algorithms while shirts and hoodies disappear from shelves quicker than Beyoncé tickets, with the resale market inflating prices like it's a supreme drop. This isn't just merch, it's Clark planting her flag as the queen of basketball branding, and while she's out here redefining what a true superstar looks like, Angel Reese is probably sitting there googling how to get people to notice her Reebok sneakers like it's an open book exam.
You don't get told no. Like, you're gonna get the yeses, you're gonna get more yeses than nos, and just being able to know that, so I'm excited for that. I know that's gonna come soon.
Nike rolled out Caitlin Clark's new era with the kind of reverence usually reserved for global icons. The logo isn't just sleek, it's symbolic, 2 interlocking CS with a hidden third, capturing her bond with fans, her unshakable confidence, and her limitless range. That kind of subtle brilliance is why Nike builds empires while brands like Reebok scrape for relevance. And Clark isn't just getting a logo, she's getting an entire collection, premium apparel, lifestyle gear, and more. October 1st is already circled on calendars worldwide because this drop isn't just about sportswear, it's about joining Caitlin Clark's unstoppable rise.
Unique, I think it's very creative for Caitlin Clark to come up with something like this. I just enjoy all of it, it's like aura.
We love it! It's simple, yet it speaks a lot.
I love it so much.
I'm a big fan of it. Simplicity is the best. I like the design. Nike always does great with design, so I'm a huge fan of the logo.
It looks really cool. I was really excited to see it last night, and it looks like we're going to get shirts with it on it, so that's pretty exciting too.
I like it. I like how it incorporates the CC.
I love it. Double C's. Let's go, Caitlin!
The numbers behind it are devastating for anyone who thought they could compete. Caitlin Clark's $28 million 8-year Nike deal isn't just the biggest in women's basketball, it's a declaration that the sport belongs to her. Every drop moves like gold dust, with jerseys selling out so fast they crash websites and fans camping overnight, refreshing non-stop just to grab anything with her name on it. This isn't just commerce, it's hysteria, and right now Angel Reese can only watch from the outside, wondering why her Reebok push feels more like a clearance bin sale.
Telling y'all to stay patient. I've been telling y'all that Nike takes their time, that A'ja Wilson's shoe deal was 2 years in the making, that Paige Beckers had PEs, not her own signature shoe, and that Caitlin Clark's was 100% coming. And people kept saying, oh, Nike fumbled the bag with Caitlin. It has to get out there. Nike fumbled the bag. No, they didn't. It takes time. She's got to develop a whole freaking product.
Angel Reese thought she had struck gold when she signed with Reebok, backed by Shaquille O'Neal himself, who promised her a signature shoe and framed her as the centerpiece of their basketball revival. But that was before Caitlin Clark reminded the world what real star power looks like. Reese envisioned herself as a trailblazer, only to discover the harsh truth that a Reebok press release can't compete with being the face of Nike. When Clark unveils a logo, the internet explodes. When Reese announces a sneaker launch, most people scroll past like it's an ad for discount tires. Interview 6, the receipts are brutal. Caitlin Clark's jerseys rank second in all of basketball. Let me repeat that, not just the WNBA, all of basketball, outselling LeBron James, Luka Doncic, and Anthony Edwards. Her draft day jersey was the fastest selling in any sport, gone in under an hour. Meanwhile, Angel Reese's merch is so underwhelming you could walk into a store today and still find racks untouched. No frenzy, no resale market, no stampedes, just a harsh reminder that hype without substance doesn't move product.
Reese first signature shoe is set to release. It's set to release. Now, it's not a bad shoe. It's not a bad shoe. This is my only problem with it. The colorway, I just feel like they could have had a little more fun with it, you know what I'm saying? Especially being that it's for the All-Star game. Why do a basic white shoe? Man, you could have did so much more to make this shoe pop, and y'all just nah, we just gonna do a regular.
The receipts are brutal. Caitlin Clark's jerseys rank second in all of basketball. Let me repeat that, not just the WNBA, all of basketball, outselling LeBron James, Luka Doncic, and Anthony Edwards. Her draft day jersey was the fastest selling in any sport, gone in under an hour. Meanwhile, Angel Reese's merch is so underwhelming you could walk into a store today and still find racks untouched. No frenzy, no resale market, no stampedes, just a harsh reminder that hype without substance doesn't move product.
Reese is now quoted as saying, "I'll look back in 20 years and be like, yeah, the reason why we're watching women's basketball is not just because of one person." She refuses to say Caitlin Clark's name. "It's because of me too, and I want you to realize."
Nike describes Caitlin Clark's logo as a reflection of her expanding range, and it's spot on. She isn't just stretching defenses on the court, she's stretching the limits of how far women's basketball can go both commercially and culturally. She's rewriting what it means to be a true superstar, and every time fans see those interlocking CS, it's more than branding, it's a symbol of dominance. Meanwhile, Angel Reese is pushing an AR Halo logo that sounds more like a video game expansion pack than a cultural statement. If you need a halo for your brand, it's probably because your career is flatlining and you're praying for divine intervention to keep it alive.
Clark is simply the talk of the internet today. Her and Taylor Swift broke the damn internet. Yes, bro. And for all the people that was hitting me up about Caitlin Clark's signature logo, somebody said it looked like Chanel. I said it looked like Gucci. But whatever it is a luxury sports brand. I can't think of very many luxury sports brands. Guys, y'all do you, I'm a fashion guy. And I understand what Nike is doing. Nike is trying to get into the luxury brand style.
Clark's global reach makes this a nightmare for Angel Reese. Nike isn't just marketing Caitlin Clark to American fans, they're exporting her stardom across Europe, Asia, and South America. Her logo has already become international currency, with kids in Madrid, Tokyo, and Rio lining up to wear her gear because greatness translates everywhere. That's why Nike cut her a $28 million check. She's not just a league star, she's a worldwide phenomenon. Meanwhile, Reese is still struggling to convince people in her own city that her shoes matter.
Nobody knows who you are. Nobody would be watching the WNBA additionally for you. This is all about Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark is bringing the money to the game, the planes to the game, the TV viewership. The WNBA is on fire because of Caitlin Clark.
And here's the reality, Angel Reese's jealousy isn't even subtle anymore. Every time Caitlin Clark hits another milestone, Reese tries to slide into the conversation with a side-eye remark or a dismissive comment. She dodges saying Clark's name like it's Voldemort, as if ignoring her will somehow shrink her influence. But fans aren't blind, they see the envy, they hear the clipped sound bites, and they know Reese is choking on the truth that she'll never command the spotlight the way Caitlin Clark does with just a single logo drop.
Seek that attention, right? And another thing is, It's obvious she's jealous of Caitlyn. Every interview, every tweet, everything is about Caitlyn. I haven't yet to see Caitlyn even respond to her yet. Have y'all?
No.
So when you asking me like, yo, I get it, everybody's watching women's basketball now, who's the real reason? Well, yes, you are right. Reese has a small amount of that, right? But the other real credit goes to Caitlyn. Not just because what she's doing outside the court, that she's waving her hand, doing all that. It's because she's giving buckets in basketball, right? And she looks like Steph Curry. And that's simple.
The business implications here aren't just big, they're seismic. Nike's investment in Caitlyn Clark is already paying off in ways that have Reebok executives sitting in boardrooms questioning every decision they've made. Clark's merchandise doesn't just sell, it creates cultural moments. When she casually showed up to practice in her new logo pants, it became headline news. When her All-Star jerseys dropped in July 2024, they sold out in just 15 minutes. That's not ordinary commerce, it's event-level marketing, the kind of phenomenon most brands can only dream of. Phenomenon that money alone can't manufacture. Meanwhile, Angel Reese's deal with Reebok looks more like a participation ribbon. Yes, she's technically getting a signature shoe, but who's really lining up to buy it? Her debut comes in 3 colorways with cutesy names like Diamond Dust and My Bounds. How adorable. It's like bolting a spoiler onto a go-kart and calling it a Ferrari. Caitlyn Clark's Nike partnership completely dwarfs anything Reese could dream of with Reebok. Clark isn't just getting a shoe, she's getting a full signature collection, a globally marketed logo, and the total weight of Nike's machine behind her rise. Backing of Nike's marketing empire, which is treating her like the transcendent superstar she truly is. Angel Reese, on the other hand, looks more like Reebok's Hail Mary attempt to claw back into the basketball market, and it's flopping badly. Nike spotlighting Caitlyn Clark feels inevitable and unstoppable, while Reebok spotlighting Reese feels desperate, like they're banking on fans forgetting that their glory days faded around the same time flip phones did.
People are selling the new Caitlyn Clark Kobe's for double, sometimes more than double what they actually paid for them. So it's been estimated there's about 13,000 of these shoes that were released from Nike, and literally within minutes, all sold out for about $190 a piece. People knew these were going to be hot, so resellers were picking them up on the cheap and now doubling and sometimes tripling their profits on a place like eBay. So if you were lucky enough to get a pair of these, put them up on eBay, you're going to sell them for around $350, $400 minimum, depending on the size. And that's just kind of the way it works right now with anything Caitlyn Clark related. The stuff is really hot. Watch for Caitlyn Clark stuff because it sells off the shelves, especially on...
The timing of Caitlyn Clark's logo reveal couldn't have been more brutal for Angel Reese. As the WNBA season wraps up and fans reflect on who truly owned the year, Nike dropped the double C bombshell to remind everyone who really moved the needle. And here's the savage part, Clark isn't even playing right now, yet she's generating more buzz than Reese managed all season while on the court. For Reese, that's got to sting. Clark is proving that superstar power transcends the game itself. She doesn't even need to dribble a ball to dominate the conversation. Ball to dominate the headlines. Meanwhile, Angel Reese is likely staring at her phone, wondering how Caitlyn Clark, injured and sidelined, is still the #1 conversation in women's basketball while she, fully active, barely registers as a footnote. That's not just painful, it's humiliating, like watching someone else live the very dream you thought belonged to you.
Caitlyn Clark can't have anything without some negativity. Sports Illustrated posted this, but I actually read the article. It's just hater. He used random people's opinions on X and Twitter. Fans don't like her logo. No, you don't like the logo. You just found some random people that agree with your opinion. This is called confirmation bias. I can't stand people like that. What they do is they find anybody who confirms their bias. So what they do Google searches and things like that instead of just being objective. No, I think most people like the logo.
The global expansion of Caitlyn Clark's brand is something Angel Reese simply can't compete with under the Reebok umbrella. Nike has the infrastructure, the credibility, and the reach to make Clark a household name in countries where the WNBA barely registers. Reebok, even with Shaquille O'Neal leading their basketball division, is still battling decades of irrelevance. Reese was supposed to be their centerpiece in a comeback attempt, but Clark's logo drop completely hijacked the spotlight. Whatever launch plan Reebok had, Nike bulldozed right over it, leaving Reese's future releases dead on arrival. The marketplace has spoken, and every jersey sale, every viral logo reveal, every sold-out collection is shouting Caitlin Clark's name at full volume.
Hoping to get your hands on the Caitlin Clark version of Nike's Kobe Bryant sneaker, you're out of luck. They are out of stock. The WNBA star teamed up with Nike for a player edition of the Kobe 5 Pro Tro, decked out in Indiana Fever colors. You see them on your screen. They dropped at 10 a.m. Monday, and they sold out before 11 a.m. In fact, in just minutes. The $190 kicks are already showing up on the secondary market at close to double the retail price.
Caitlin Clark's new Kobe Bryant 5 sneaker sells out online in minutes. There hasn't been this much calamity over a white woman's shoe since Cinderella and the glass slipper.
Angel Reese might have her little halo logo, but Caitlin Clark has something infinitely more valuable: genuine, organic fan devotion that translates directly into sales. Reese can posture as a fashion icon all she wants, but at the end of the day, no amount of branding can make up for the fact that people don't care enough to spend. Meanwhile, Clark's fan base is a global army. Nike isn't just selling in the US, they're rolling her logo out in Europe, Asia, South America, even Africa. In gyms from Barcelona to Manila, kids are rocking Clark gear not because they have to, but because they want to be tied to greatness. That's the difference that what $28 million buys you, an athlete whose appeal transcends languages and cultures. That's the edge Angel Reese doesn't have, and no press release can manufacture it. So yes, Reese is probably doom-scrolling right now, seeing Clark's logo plastered across timelines worldwide and realizing that their so-called rivalry was never real competition. To be fair, Reese's limited reach isn't entirely on her. She signed with Reebok, and Reebok simply doesn't have the global infrastructure or cultural influence in basketball anymore. They're trying to claw their way back, putting Shaq in charge of basketball, bringing Allen Iverson into the fold, but the gap between them and Nike is a Canyon leadership mix, and trying to brand themselves as a nostalgic revival. Signing Angel Reese was their attempt to tap into Gen Z energy, banking on her social media presence to jumpstart their return. But here's the harsh truth: Reebok is decades behind. You can't erase years of irrelevance with one flashy signing. And when that signing is Angel Reese, known more for missed layups and shaky percentages than dominance, the comeback attempt looks even weaker.
The problem with Angel Reese is that when we talk about an attitude can make somebody unattractive, her attitude and just her demeanor really rubs me the wrong way. I'm not on the court, so maybe Caitlin Clark has said something crazy to Angel Reese. I have not heard it. Angel Reese, whenever she has the opportunity to throw a shot, she does, and she makes herself look like an ass. They're watching the WNBA because of one person. It's okay. A talented player, maybe you and Caitlin Clark will share the lead down the line, but most people are watching games because of
Caitlin Clark's logo reveal wasn't just a business move, it was a cultural declaration. Nike announced to the world that Clark isn't just the face of the WNBA, she's the future of basketball itself. Her story is no longer limited to highlight reels and box scores, she's become the symbol of women's sports breaking into the mainstream. Every billboard, sold-out piece of merchandise, and viral clip featuring her logo drives home the same message: Caitlin Clark is the one. Angel Reese can try to craft her own narrative, but the global conversation has already chosen its protagonist, and it's not her. Reese's situation looks almost sad when compared to Clark's unstoppable rise. Caitlin Clark doesn't just elevate herself, she elevates everyone around her. Her teammates benefit from the spotlight she brings, entire franchises like the Fever become playoff contenders simply because she's in the lineup, and the league itself, attendance, viewership, and cultural relevance, soared the moment Clark arrived. That's why Nike bet on her, and why their investment is already paying off. Reese, by contrast, hasn't elevated anyone. Her team remains irrelevant, and her Reebok deal hasn't shifted the needle for the league, her brand, or her fanbase. Culture, and her brand is shrinking in the shadow of Clark's meteoric rise. At the end of the day, Nike's rollout of Caitlin Clark feels like history in the making, while Reebok's Angel Reese experiment feels like a failed side project. The more Reese tries to posture as if she's in the same league, the clearer it becomes that she's not. Caitlin Clark is building an empire, Angel Reese is still struggling to build credibility. So, while Nike prepares to flood the world with double C gear this holiday season, Reese is left panicking, knowing she can't compete on that level. In this game, there's no participation trophy, there's dominance, relevance, and everything else. Caitlin Clark owns the first two. Angel Reese? She's stuck in that lonely third category, wondering how to catch up to a rival she was never close to matching. If you're excited about Caitlin's signature merch and shoe, drop a comment saying Baby Goat, like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications so you never miss out.